Hey friends, you know what? Today we're going to talk about failure. Specifically, the fear of failure. Got some of that in your life? We talk to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people each year in coaching, in the training rooms, with our online courses, and one of the most common fears is the fear of failure. And what it leads to is procrastination. What it leads to is a sense of, pressure, performance anxiety. It leads to all these kinds of difficulties for people that really serve to hold them back. Now, if that's you, if you've got some fear of failure in your life, then this video is for you. Let me put forward a point for you, and then I'm going to explain it. Here is a key NLP presupposition, and it says there's no such thing as failure, there's only feedback. Now, I'm going to put that forward as true, but let me explain why. Think about failure for a second. To consider that you failed, you have to take a snapshot of you in time and freeze frame it and say, that result that I got, that's not what I wanted, that's a failure. But when you do that, here's what's deleted. What's deleted is every single moment beyond that freeze frame where you have the opportunity to learn, to grow, to change, to make new decisions, to try again, to master it. Because here's the thing, learning's a process. No one learns anything first go, not 100%. Think about when you were learning how to walk. How many times did you fall over? What, once or twice? It would have been hundreds, maybe thousands of times you fell over before you truly had the feedback you needed to really learn from, not just from a thinking point of view, but from a feeling and from a physical point of view, how to do this thing called walking that I'm sure you do every day now without even thinking about it. Well, were those 1,000 times you fell over, were those failures? Imagine you could actually think at that age, 1 or 2 or whatever it is, oh, I failed. Well, you'd never learn how to walk, would you? But those weren't failures, were they? They only look like failures if you take a snapshot in time and delete everything else, which you can only realistically do when you're dead, because that's when everything beyond ceases to exist, for you at least anyway. But whilst you're alive, that's not true. Because every decision you make gives you more information. Did I get the result I wanted? Yes, no. How close was I to the result that I wanted? Okay, I was this far away. Well, now I have more information. With more information, I'm going to make a more informed decision. Making a more informed decision is going to lead me closer to success, isn't it? Well, if I do that 100 times, whatever number of times it takes, each time I'm doing it, I'm getting more feedback, which is allowing me to make an adjustment. And the more feedback I get, the more adjustments I make, the closer and closer I'm getting to the result that I truly want. Which makes sense, right? Think about how many times Thomas Edison blew a fuse trying to get electricity to work. Because learning's a process. It's not a static thing. It's not a light switch that you flick on, flick off, I failed or I succeeded. You got there over time by making adjustments. It's like getting in a ship and sailing to a port. You don't know how to get there exactly. You kind of know the direction, but you don't know the winds. You don't know the weather, what the weather's going to be, what the tide's going to be. You constantly need feedback, and the more feedback you get, the more adjustments you make, the better your performance is going to be. Completely making failure an obsolete notion, because it only exists in here. You can only fail if you decide you don't want to do whatever that thing was anymore, in which case you just made a decision. That's not failure. I change my mind about things all the time. I changed my mind last night about what my favorite food was. It's not a failure, it's just a process. So let go of this silly notion of failing and give yourself to what you really want to master in your life, knowing that over time, with enough practice, with enough feedback, that's exactly what you'll do. Master it.